Welcome to the Daily Jerry Anderson podcast, which sees the crew in bad shape after the holidays. The presenter is plagued with illness and hay fever. Janet is fumbling and inept. Interruptus seems dull and unattached. It happens this way. There's another one coming.
Wait a minute now.
You see what happens? I can't sneeze, I can't talk, and you people are too busy in there. You can't talk.
Janet has now pulled her headphone out of the... Look, I've got. She's handed me the plug.
Good girl, part. Excellent. I like to hear that. It's nice to hear that people are technically competent. The training that Ken has put in has paid off finally at last. Anyway, it's good to be here today, right? Because what is going on in there? Between the
Bless you.
Well, thank you. Between the sneezing, I can't go on, baby.
Stop it.
I'll try and carry on because there's nobody else here. Anyway, I'll start the programme. Oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ladies and gentlemen, I said, not you or her. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme. We're here live today, although many people aren't. The fat boy isn't, of course. He's been humble at home. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. The email address is jerry.alderson@bbc.co.uk. Stop breathing like that.
That was the curtains.
You sound like some kind of pervert.
That was the curtains.
You're going...
Oh, listen. What do you hear?
I thought that was you breathing.
No.
Sorry.
The man come in and pulled the curtains over.
Stop doing that, will you? Who did that? Did Ken come in and do that?
No, the undertow.
Who did that?
The undertow.
He came in and turned the curtains over. Why?
I don't know.
He didn't
The
want
whole
to see
place
you.
is
That's why.
upside down here.
The whole place is gone.
Janet's headphones are all messed
and
up.
you're not entirely sober. And I'm sneezing away like a maniac. Did you have a nice Christmas, by the way?
I think it was, as Christmases go, I would give it perhaps 8 out of 10.
That's very generous of you.
Yeah.
I spent a very quiet Christmas.
I think the secret of it was turning the TV off.
Well, you see, I think we should talk about that today because there's a lot of stuff in the papers today about how bad the TV was.
I'm sure we said it beforehand. We warned the people in advance.
But how did we know?
Because you just looked at the listings, what was on. You knew it was a load of nonsense.
Well, I give it a sporting chance.
No, I never turned it on, you see.
Well, in other words, you never turn it on, you're going to sit here and talk about it?
No, what I did was I looked and I said, ha, there's something I want to see. I want to see Daniel at 50.
The presenter continues to tell stories about his travels. He's recently been to Hollywood, and amongst the lies he has told about this trip are some stories that are actually true. The trick is to spot the true ones. You should look it up sometime. The fastest gun in the West, Russ Tamblyn doing a dance routine. He was also Tom Thumb in a well-known movie. And also, he was in West Side Story, and he's saying, "Gee, Officer Krupke, no wonder I'm a jerk." And funnily enough, when I was in Los Angeles about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was doing a little filming along the Avenue of the Stars, right? Outside Grauman's Chinese Theatre, which is where the people put their imprints on their cement, that kind of thing. Yes. And there was a special do on.
Right.
And it was the 50th anniversary of West Side Story.
Right.
The 50th anniversary of West Side Story. We couldn't get in, of course. We didn't have a pass. But we were able to stand on the periphery and look in. And I looked, and there was Russ Tamblyn. 75 years old. Looking great. But you want to see who else was there.
Has he still got his wee curly hair?
Well, the remnants of it. He looks okay. He looks fine. But he had a rough time, I saw him in a...
How did you know it was him?
Because I recognised him, and he was making.
Recognise him from Seven Brides.
He was also making a speech, and the man said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Ross Tamblyn."
That's how you knew it was.
That's how I knew. But I would have known before that because I realised there was posters all over the place, and there was TV cameras and everything. It was a big gathering, 50 years anniversary of the movie West Side Story, and you know who was there as well. Who was the fellow who played the leader of the Jets? George Chakras? George Chakras. Janet, remember the fellow with the real dark hair, the Italian guy? George Chakras, very good looking.
No, she doesn't.
No. But anyway, he was there.
50 years ago.
I know, but he was there.
Janet's only a wee girl.
No, but that movie is a perennial. But here's the amazing thing. I looked at this person in front of me, and it was George Chakras. And I said, it couldn't be George Chakras because he's 80 years old. And he was 80 years old, and he made a speech. And he looks exactly the same. Do you know that Hollywood thing, you're not allowed to grow any older than you were at the time when you became famous? Well, he has now tried to look the same way as he did during West Side Story. And he's got the hair, and I think it's his own hair, and he's got the big bouffant, like the Jets.
Johnny Cash, did you see his hair last night?
No. Anyway, I was talking about George Chakras.
Was Johnny Cash's hair real?
Yeah, it was.
My wife Kate asked me, because his brother has the same type of hair.
That seems to indicate that it's probably real then, genetic.
So I was thinking,
Anyway, George Chagres is standing there with this big mop of hair, and he's got this face. It's really, really thin, and he spent a fortune in plastic surgery, and he looks from a distance. He looks like he did in 60 or something like that. It's amazing what you can do. And then he walked past, and I saw him close up, and I went, "Oh my God!" He looked like a fella had been just taken out of a coffin. Because if you that's a big thing in Los Angeles now in Hollywood. People they try and remain, they try and look the way they did when they first became famous. In other words, if you were in Bonnie and Clyde and you were Faye Dunaway, you try to look like you did then.
No, I would look cute being Faye Dunaway, wouldn't
I don't know why I talk to you at all. The presenter calls the bluff of interrupters who deems him a liar about a certain meeting with the Queen on her own turf, namely Buckingham Palace. The presenter's version of the encounter is doubted. It is discovered that an independent witness was present. Sneaking behind the presenter's back, Interruptus has contacted this independent witness and wants to make her squeal. I told a story at great length about my encounter with the Queen. And you don't believe a word of it. But I happened to mention in the course of the conversation that Wendy Austin witnessed the whole lot. And he has gone to the trouble of going behind my back, contacting Wendy, and asked her if she'd go on and be subjected to a number of questions concerning my behaviour on that particular day in Buckingham Palace.
Yes.
And Wendy has said yes.
Yes.
So I'm prepared to hand up, look at my hands up.
Yes.
Whatever Wendy says shall be the truth. And I
so you were talking to Wendy?
Yes, but I didn't go into any detail. I said, Wendy, I won't compromise you in any way.
So you've already been talking to Wendy? I have not. Well, that's unfair.
No, I have not. I said, has Mr. Coyle been in contact with you? She said, yes. I said, is it about what I think it's about? She said, yes.
What do you mean? So you said to Wendy, do you think it's about what I think it's about? What does that mean? What did you say?
Because she already knows what it's about. Right? Because you've asked her.
So you've been talking to Wendy about it?
No, not about it. I said, has he been talking to you about what we are going to be talking about?
Yes.
And she said, yes. That's okay. I said, have you replied? She says, yes, I'm going to come on and talk about this.
And then did you drop the conversation? You didn't talk?
I dropped it, yeah, because after all, Wendy's a person of integrity. I didn't want to compromise her. After all, she's a journalist.
Exactly. And that's why I've turned to Wendy.
Exactly. And Wendy will tell you the truth. Wendy, do you think Wendy will tell a lie to protect me?
No.
My thin skin? No, she won't.
No, she won't.
I'm confident that she will tell you the truth, and whatever she says, I will stand by it.
Well, apparently...
But I will never forgive Jerry Kelly.
Apparently, Wendy is on too. So you want to take a chance?
I'm not going to talk to you. You have to talk to
her.
No.
You go on.
Hello, Wendy.
Hello, Jerry.
Sean wants to talk to you.
No, come on.
No, you do.
You do, yes.
I have nothing.
I want to talk to you.
Good old Wendy.
I have nothing to talk to Wendy about. Wendy and I talk on a regular basis. You phoned her. You talked to her.
Come on.
Ask her.
I phoned you.
I know, but you phoned because you were being talked about.
Come on.
Come on.
Completely right.
Right. He wanted
to... Buckingham Palace.
He wanted to...
Let Wendy talk.
Go ahead then, talk. All right, I'll ask you questions. Do you remember a time a number of years ago you and I were presented to the Queen?
I remember it clearly.
Yes. I told a story about that whereby the Queen and I bonded and that she thought I was special.
You put your arm around the Queen.
And spent a long time talking to her, and we hit it off, the Queen and I.
That's what he said, Wendy. He put his arm over the Queen's shoulder and he was pointing to paintings.
Wendy, I want you to say...
Tell him all about these paintings.
Did you witness this, Wendy?
Well, I do certainly remember that. I think you did touch the royal personage. There was some degree of horror in the Lord Chamberlain's face, if I remember correctly.
Yes, indeed. I swiftly realised the error of my ways. And then she said, and how
long did this meeting last, Wendy, with just Jerry and the Queen?
Probably depends on which one of them you were. For at least one of them, close to an eternity.
In other words, what you're saying is, as far as the Queen is concerned, that she thought it would never end. Is that what you're trying to say? Whereas in actual fact, I thought it was quite brief. But, you know yourself, the Queen never spoke to anybody more than about 10, 20, 30 seconds because that's the protocol. And that she thought I was so dynamic and, well, charismatic that she felt she had to spend more time with me. And as a matter of fact, she spent so much time with me that an aide had to come over and drag her away from me.
Over 10 minutes, Wendy, he said.
I did not say that.
You did.
I said maybe 5 minutes.
10 minutes, Wendy, he said. He was talking.
And then when she went, what did she say? Wendy, you be witness to this. What did she say when she went away? She said,
She said, I'll see you later. Hey.
Carmilla.
Hey.
I don't remember that bit, funnily enough, but she did have she had a very particular look on her face, though.
Now,
A mixture of wonderment and being a bit like a rabbit in the headlights.
Now, can I just say this to you, Andy? And I don't want to compromise you in any way, because I know you have a journalistic background and that your craft is important to you and that you would never report anything knowingly that was not true. I want to say this to you now. I want you to answer yes or no. Did or did you not sense that the Queen and I hit it off?
Honestly?
Yes.
No.
Well, goodbye, Wendy. Do your own trails on a Friday anymore. Thank you and goodbye.
Have a happy New Year.
One disillusioned caller calls. This demonstrates the folly of half listening to the programme, whereas 2 years are necessary.
Been trying to get to you for about a fortnight now, because you're giving out instructions here about a fortnight ago, and I don't know where I'm getting them right or wrong. You and Sean was talking about it.
Okay. Yes.
And my neck's terrible sore.
Your neck is terrible sore.
Yes, like you give us instructions out, and I've been following faithfully, and I've tried for a fortnight to get on to see if I'm doing them wrong.
You'll have to remind me.
Sean was talking to you about turning your head to the right.
Yes.
Your eye looking forward, and your lips going loose. I've been trying to put balls, and I'm not getting within 10 feet of the bloody hole.
No, that's nothing to do with that. That's an impersonation.
But he says this boy was giving him instructions. He was putting or something on the green.
Right.
Sean says.
No, that was Captain Ahab. Put the ball down, baby. That's Captain Ahab from Moby Dick. It's not you at all.
He says this boy came out of the Gulf, out of the bushes.
Out of the bushes.
Captain Ahab, yes.
And he says, you turn your head round to the right and look your head at the front and let your lips go loose.
That's right.
The boys at the golf course are saying, am I all right?
Do you have...
This is a tip of Jerry and Sean Gilmer.
I know, but that's only if you've got a wooden leg.
For Jesus' sake, I've been trying to put a ball and I can't even see the hole.
I think on that note...
Was that a wind up?
Yes, it's only if you've got a peg leg. Thank you for listening. Back tomorrow.